a bunch of woo-woo? Like stating your desires to the universe. Is that a bunch of woo-woo, or does it work? Find out in this video. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this video. Welcome to another episode of Unconscious Communication Secrets with myself, Munir Al-Busaidi, and today we are going to be talking about the law of attraction. So now, I'm actually quite passionate about this little subject because it's actually made a big difference in my life. But I get it. Like a lot of people, you want to ask, is the law of attraction a bunch of woo-woo, or is it a real thing? So let me go through this and let me tell you my thoughts. Like, imagine for a moment you have a business and you've got a job that's going, right? And you want someone to apply for the job. Your results go infinitely higher if you tell people about the position that you have, right? So if you want to get results, like if you want someone to apply for the job, if you put it out there, you're going to get a lot more. If you identify that, hey, this is something I want, let me put it out there, you're going to get a lot more people that would never have seen it otherwise. You're kind of like putting feelers out. Now, is it guaranteed that you're going to get someone? No, but you're infinitely going to be, you increase your chances so much when you get very specific about what you want. And here's the crazy thing. The more specific that you get, the greater the likelihood of your ideal candidate applying. If you just say, hey, I need someone to work for me, you could have anybody. But if you just sort of say, I want someone that is with all these different specifications, then you're much more likely to get the result. And this is a little bit like the law of attraction. This is my analogy, and it'll make a bit more sense in a minute. But I want you to think in your life right now, when you've said, okay, hey, you know what? I want to go on holiday, right? And you say, you know what? I want to go to London, or I want to go to the Maldives, or something like that. Then all of a sudden, you're walking through life and you start to see all these ads for the Maldives, or you're browsing through a newspaper and you see the ad, were these ads there before? Yes, but you never noticed them because you didn't get clear on what it is that you wanted, right? Same as if you've ever bought a car, like when you're going through that buying process and then you decide, you know what, this is the car I want, then all of a sudden you see it everywhere. Did they all just magically appear from nowhere? No, right? They were always there. It's just that we didn't notice them. And this is why I think the law of attraction does make it sound a bit woo-woo, right? Like when you say, I am going to state my intentions to the universe and the universe will deliver, it does sound a bit woo-woo. I get it, because I've been there. I was like, right? But when I explain how it actually works, it will start to make sense to you. Because if you've ever bought a new pair of shoes, then you see everyone that has the same shoes. Or if you've ever wanted, like you started reading a book and then you notice everybody that's reading the same book. That's the same way that this whole law of attraction works. By getting clear on what's important to your mind, it allows your mind to notice all these different things. So this is so important. This whole concept of law of attraction, or whatever you want to call it, but it's so important because it will help increase your chances of success. Does it guarantee success? No. This is what a lot of people don't realize. You could be like, hey, I really want this, but if you don't take action, then you're never going to get it, right? But it does increase your chances of success by showing you all the opportunities that show up. And I'll show you a number of examples in a minute that will help you with that, understand that a bit more. So, does the law of attraction really work? Does stating your intentions, your desires to the universe, is that a thing? Does it work? So let's talk about that. I want you to now, back in the day, I was not someone that was very good with like writing essays, right? Like to write an essay, to like write a blog post, to do anything. I was not, I've not been a writer at all. And yet I'd always kind of like had this like vision, that this kind of desire, you know what, I would like to write a book. Now, one day I read and I watched The Secret. Now, I don't know if you've seen the movie The Secret. This is where this whole law of attraction became a very big thing, where you get clear on what it is that you want, you state it to the universe, and the universe delivers. Now, here's what I started to, I watched it and I started, okay, wow, see, you can just state your intentions, get clear and visualize, and the universe will deliver. I don't know about it, but let me see what happens. So I started cutting out images and like of the things that I wanted in my life, and I was like, yeah, let me paste this here, that, etc. And I started cutting out all these images, and then what happened is I kind of started to feel silly. Like one of my friends was like, are you serious? Like, you're going to put up pictures and you're going to expect that you're going to achieve your dreams? Woo! Like, are you mad? But and I was like, oh, maybe they've got a point. I felt a bit silly, but then I started looking into it. I started to research, like, is this kind of a crazy thing? Am I being silly, or is this a real thing? And what I realized is something that they call the RAS. You, in your brain, you have something called the reticular activating system. What is that, right? It's a part of your brain that when you place a great deal of importance on something, your filters change, so your antenna goes up. So it's like basically you walk through life and you'll start to notice all the things that are relevant to you. So what do I mean by that? Like I said, if you've ever bought a car, or in the process of buying a car, and you're like, I kind of want this car, and you start to see it everywhere, what happens? The car was always there before, but you didn't tell your mind this is important. As soon as you tell your mind this is important, it starts to filter, because there's so much stimulus on a day-to-day basis. We can't take everything in, but your brain is like, it's like on alert, right? It's like if you see in these movies where you have that facial recognition, and someone walks by and an alarm goes off. It's the same thing. Your mind works in the same way. It's kind of passive, and then as soon as a hint of something that you've said is important shows up, boom, it alerts your mind. And so that's what the reticular activating system is. So when we say, oh, I'm going to state it to the universe, etc., what happens is you get clear and you say, this is important to me. When you say this is important to me, your mind just finds all the ways, all the opportunities that will help you, that will guide you towards achieving that. And sometimes, now, it will alert you to opportunities. You've also got to take action, right? It will say this is the way, but then you've got to step and take action. So just by stating something to the universe, you're not going to get results. This is one thing I'm quite passionate about saying to people. However, getting clear on exactly what it is that you want is so powerful, because it alerts your mind to saying, you know what, this is something that we've got to go for. All right. So the reticular activating system in your mind helps you to achieve what it is that you want to achieve. So I didn't give in to my friends that were all these negative guys that were saying, oh, look at you, you're putting pictures expecting to achieve all your dreams and your goals and whatever. I didn't pay attention to it. I stuck with it. I was like, you know what, I'm going to test it out. I believe that this is going to work, etc. And you know what, I'm so glad I did. So I don't want to, I want to show you, this is, I swear, this is exactly what has happened. On my vision board here to the left is the image that I put down. So about 15 years ago, I put down, and that image to me represented travel. I wanted to travel. On the right are all the places that I've been to since then. So I've now on over 60 countries. Now you can say, oh, but you worked in an airline, except yeah, but I put it on my vision board, and then I found a way that will help me to achieve that, right? So this is key. It doesn't matter how you achieve it. The fact is, you get clear on what it is that you want, and your brain figures out ways to achieve it. I had on my vision board that I wanted to experience luxury travel. And although I haven't had a private jet, I've flown first class a couple of times, right? And so this is, again, and when I put these images on my vision board, here's the crazy thing. I had no idea whatsoever how I would make these things happen. I did not have it within my means to make them happen at the time when I put them on my vision board. So I did the travel. I've experienced first class. Here's the crazy one. I told you at the beginning, I hadn't even written an essay. On my vision board, I was like, you know what? I'm going to put down that I'm going to write a book. And I swear to you, this is the exact picture, the inspirational leader. This is the exact picture that's been on my vision board. It's actually still on my vision board, and that's the exact picture I had. And here's how your mind works, because I had no clue. Like, if you asked me how, are you going to be a writer, I had no idea, no clue whatsoever, not an inkling, nada, no whatever. But I just put it on my vision board. I was like, you know what? Like, let me put down all the things that I kind of want to have, right? Let me just put it down. And here's what's crazy. How I became an author is literally an email came through to my inbox with an opportunity for a course that guaranteed that I would become an author. I would have discarded. I would have put that email in the junk. I would have whatever. But because it was in my vision board, because my reticular activating system was activated, this email that I would never have paid attention to, some of you may have even gotten a similar one. I paid attention to it. I went and researched it. And when I had to invest, when it was time to take action, I asked myself, does this fall in line with my visions, my values, what I want to do? And I said, yes. So I took action. And the first book, and I wanted, it's quite crazy because Multiple Streams of Inspiration was the first book that I contributed to. It was and what's ironic is the name is similar to Inspirational Leader, because Multiple Streams of Inspiration is a collection of leaders that have inspiring stories. And it was crazy. And then once I'd written a bit for one book, I was like, the next step was becoming my own author and becoming a best-selling author on Amazon, etc. And all of that, I swear to you, was on my vision board. And by the way, it's not like it was on my vision board for I've had a vision board for over 15, 16 years. I'm talking about, this was on my vision board for probably about 8 years before it happened, right? Like, it wasn't like an overnight, hey, let me put a picture up, boom, it worked. Oh my God, I'm successful. It didn't work like that. However, it's something that I looked at every day, and different parts of my vision board started coming true, started happening. I mean, for example, the The travel obviously is not something that I experienced overnight, like this travel, I put that on my vision board. Getting to 60 countries has taken me a number of years, but it started to slowly manifest. And so this is why I talk about a vision board. Also, at the time, I had not been speaking at all on my vision board. Martin Luther King. That to me represented an inspirational speaker that makes a difference in people's lives. Now, again, I had no idea. And by the way, when I put this up, I actually had a lot of self-esteem issues. I had a lot of stage issues, etc., speaking issues. However, I put that up and I was like, you know what? I would love to be a motivational speaker. I would love to like move people to take action, get people to transform their lives. And ever since then, now I've spoken in 15 countries and to over 80 nationalities. And that kind of falls a little bit in line with Martin Luther King, because he was, I want all people to come together. And I love that. That was something that was so important to me. So 80 nationalities. Also, my car, I had a black convertible, and this was the convertible I bought. Now, the stories that I had, in order to get them, you would be like, oh, this guy was lucky. Like how I found my car and how much I paid for that car, etc. I was lucky. But it's actually not just luck. It was when luck meets opportunity, like preparation. Opportunity means preparation. It was something in the back of my mind. And so when like opportunities every once in a while come up, and when your brain has its antenna raised to notice any opportunity, that's when you get lucky all the time. And I also want to stress over here. So, for example, I haven't achieved everything to the extent it is on my vision board. So on my vision board, for example, I was like, I want to own a building. I want to own a building. Okay, great. I've owned 2 properties, right? Like that's amazing. That's still a great first step. However, I wouldn't have taken those steps if it wasn't clear on my vision. Now, is it where I want to be at? No, but it's in the direction. I want you to note, like, all of the things that I do, a lot of them are in the right direction of my vision. So, and I gotta say, I've been blessed that I didn't give in to the haters. I didn't give in to those naysayers. I've been blessed in that I've believed in this, and it has allowed me to achieve so much in my life. Now, I don't show you these results in order to impress you. I show you these because I want to impress upon you the power of getting clear on what it is that you want, and like visualizing it, right? Because when you visualize it, like if you just say, hey, I want to be, so a lot of people say, I want to be rich, but that has no specificity. It has no visualized elements to it, right? Or I want to be in a relationship. That doesn't mean anything. When you get clearly visual about what any of these things mean to you, it is very, very, very powerful. So, like if I were you, I highly recommend getting very clear on what it is that you want, like getting clear on your visions, your goals, your dreams, your desires, and what you allow yourself to visualize, you empower your brain to materialize. Let me say that again. What you allow yourself to visualize, you empower your brain to materialize. So that's my explanation of the law of attraction. Is it a bunch of woo-woo? The way some people can explain it, it can seem that way. But if you understand the science behind it, when you understand the reticular activating system, when you understand the way that our brains work, you realize, no, there is a huge power to it. Now, One thing I want to say is, if you guys want to know a lot more about programming your mind for success and achieving success, do check out my, like, I have a course called the Subconscious Success Course. Do check it out. It's at munir.com/the subconscious success course. I'll have a link in the comments, but also feel free to take a picture of this link. Please check it out. Like, that will help you to understand how you can program your mind, and it's very affordable. It has a whole bunch of things, not just vision boards, etc., and understanding how to program your mind. Also, highly recommend checking out the Introduction to NLP webinar that I will have this coming Wednesday at 7:30. This Wednesday it'll be at 7:30. So you can go to uaenlp.com. It's a free webinar, and it will show you how you can master your mind, and in order to achieve more out of yourself and others, as well as persuade at a whole nother level. So definitely, please come and check it out. It's a free webinar. It's about 90 minutes long, and you're going to discover so many cool things about your mind and how easy it is to transform yourself and others. So that's for free. Come on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. Other than that, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Remember the phrase that pays today: what you allow yourself to visualize, you empower your brain to materialize. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Check out so this is Unconscious Communication Secrets. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Laura is in the house. Thank you, Laura, for tuning in. Great to see you. As always, appreciate you. And other than that, I want to say thanks, guys, for tuning in. I will catch you on another episode very, very soon. One love, peace out, and I will see you guys soon.